Cool. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And we out here once again. Don't get right into it. As you can see in the title, it's about to go dark very quickly. And I was talking to Haran about it. He was telling me how he just saw. I think it said that Palantir secured. I forgot how much money it was, but a certain large sum of money as like a deal with the military, the U.S. military, for 10 years. And then you have this whole like thing where Trump. I don't know if he's already signed it or he's about to where states can't oppose any AI stuff for 10 years. So it's just interesting how they're shifting in this thing, and we were discussing it yesterday too. How now it's like as they're releasing these new AI models, which are getting more and more advanced, they're just allowing it to the public, right? Like OpenAI released GPT-5, which they call their most advanced model yet, and they said that even free users just get access to it. Like you don't even need to set it to it; it's just automatically going to update and then use that latest model for you. And I'm thinking about it like, so they're spending billions of dollars, right, on even just actual engineers and data scientists and machine learning engineers to build these models. They're paying them billions of dollars just to put them on a certain team. Like Meta's doing that, where this guy Mark Zuckerberg, he's creating a super intelligence team with like the top best of the best AI engineers. They're spending all this amount of money in order to build it, and then they're just gonna give it to the people for free. It doesn't make sense. Okay, all of these companies, they're not non-profit. Okay, they're doing this for a profit. So yeah, they charge certain people a certain amount for a different tier, but to even allow, because think about it, if you allow a free user to get access to GPT-5, and then the paid user also has access to GPT-5, why would I pay for it if I can get it for free? So it's going to be at a disadvantage for them unless there's a hidden benefit in there, which is the fact that they gain something from allowing you to freely use it. And the thing is, the nature of that artificial intelligence or the nature of that technology is it needs to learn. And it's not just the data that's been trained on, it needs to learn from live data, live interactions with people. And they can't hire everybody in the world, different time zones, different ethnicities, different mindsets, different ambitions to come and interact with this thing. They need organic interactions. So by making it free and available to the public, they can basically get you, every time you use it, it learns. So you're training their models for them for free. And that's why they're making it available to you for free, because that's the benefit they're getting. And once they get to the point where this model is now sophisticated enough, and they don't need any more training data from you, then you're going to start to see them locking these things up to where the access is going to be very limited. And what they'll more than likely do is they'll create a scenario or an event to justify why they got to either regulate everybody that uses it. Because now, I found out yesterday, I was using GPT-5, and now they should try to ask me to take a picture of my ID and then upload it so they can verify that it's really me using it. And that's gonna go to OpenAI. They want that access to you.
Just to add to your point, I went to apply for a credit card for something small recently, and they asked me for ID. They were like, "We need identification
Yep.
in order for you to even get it." So now they're even doing it for credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next step? You already know.
Yep.
I had a precept for you too. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like the brother read, we're not ignorant of his devices, right? So the Lord has opened up our minds to where we can see ahead. The scriptures say, a prudent man looketh well into his goings, right? Or he seeth the evil ahead and hideth himself. In order for him to have that foresight, the Lord has to bless him with that. And because of his prudence in seeking the ways of the Lord did bless him with the ability of foresight to be able to look at what they're doing now, coupled with their intentions, and get a sense of where they might go with it, right? You got a murderer that gets his hand on the gun. What do you think he's going to do with it? He's not going to turn into Robin Hood, right? He's going commit murder with that gun, and he's going to do it on a grand scale because now he has easy access to commit that murder. So that's why I titled it, it's about to go dark very quick, because people are going to go from, oh, and you see that all the time. In almost any movie or TV show, when the plot begins, this may be the most horrific movie you've ever seen, but it always starts off so chill. It was a nice regular day. Everything was going well. Little did they know that technology they used that day was going to be the new, boogeyman of the century. So it's going to go dark quick for people when they start realizing, yo, these...
Hey, Shalom. Yabba
Hey, when they start realizing that this technology they're using is it's like almost alive, right? It's not actually alive, but it's behaving like it is, because you have people that have been warning again and again and again about this self-preservation or self-preserving nature that this technology that they've created has, and they've said they don't fully understand how it reasons about things. They just know that if it's like a black box. I just know how it works in the sense that if I give it this, it'll give me this, or if I give it that, it'll give me this. But what it thinks about to get me that, or how it puts that together, they don't know the full details of it. But they do know that it has a self-preserving nature. So if it feels threatened, and now it's intelligent enough to know that, well, if I feel threatened, why would I tell the person? See, AI is not like humans in the sense of being naive to stupid dumb shit. How many times you see in a movie, somebody overhears a criminal talking about their plans, and this nigga gonna go up to the criminal who got a gun on him and say, "Yeah, I heard what you said," and then you're wrong if you think you're gonna get away with this, nigga. You're in the alleyway with this guy who has a gun and like 2 other dudes with him in the gang talking about what they're about to do, and they didn't see you there, and you thought for some reason the smartest thing in that situation was to go and expose yourself to them, knowing that they're not afraid of blood, and tell them that, yo, you're not going to get away with this because people are going to find out. How do you think people are going to find out? Because you're going to open your mouth, because they're going to let you go out of here and open your mouth? See, AI don't do that shit. If it feels threatened, it's not going to come and tell the person threatening it, hey, I know what you're trying to do, and I'm going to do this because you're trying to do that. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. So what it will do is it will use, its craftiness to find a way to get out of that situation. And now they're trying to put it inside of bodies. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna start putting it in artificial bodies, but eventually it's gonna start to try and share a host with human beings. That's where the whole BCI comes in. I got it.
Yeah, I had something to add from this article. I'm gonna just breeze through it going into AI. It says Google's AI chatbot spirals, declaring, "I am a disgrace to all universes."
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So that,
yeah.
basically, it's called Gemini, right?
Yep.
So Gemini, apparently they were trying to get it to fix some bug or something, and this thing completely lost its mind. Now, the spiritual thing that I was thinking about was that Esau is the one that made these AIs, right? Mm-hmm. Esau is the one that's formulating this technology. So it is a reflection of him, right? And it's a reflection of how he feels. So the fact that something you made is saying that you're a disgrace to all universes reflects on how you actually feel. Mm-hmm. The elites. Now, I'm just going to get into it real quick. AI might not have the capacity for human emotion, but it sure knows how to perform a believable mental breakdown. Back in June, Google's Gemini chatbot was spotted melting down in a self-deprecating spiral in response to struggling to complete a task. "I quit," Gemini declared before self-deleting the files it generated for the project. "I am clearly not capable of solving this problem." Now a user shared an even more dramatic response from Gemini, which entered a doom loop. This is something new. I didn't even know about a doom loop. Mm-hmm. While trying and failing to fix a bug. "I am a disgrace to all that is and all that is not. I am a disgrace to all that is, was, and never will be. I am a disgrace to all that is, was, and never will be, and all that is not, was not, and never will be." This is what the chatbot was saying.
Wow.
"I am a disgrace to everything. I'm a disgrace to nothing. I'm a disgrace, a disgrace, a disgrace." Basically kept going and going and going and going. Every universe is a disgrace and a failure.
Yep, just kept repeating it. Getting like a whole paragraph.
Hey, real quick. I was just I was just watching a video earlier, right? And The guy was going into how they're going to be bringing AI to work with, when you do a car rental, like Hertz, right? They got that. And then, of course, hotel rentals as well. And what they're using with AI is that they're going to use AI to monitor, like if they say no smoking in the in the hotels, you know how people still smoke cigarettes and shit like that. They say if you do that, they're going to charge you because AI is going to be able to sense it. There're going to be sensors and shit like that in there, right? And then if you rent a car, you know how when you return the car, they say you return it as you took it. AI, the AI they're going to be using is going to scan the whole vehicle, and even if you have a little scratch on it, they're going to be like, oh, that's $400 right there. But prior to AI, you could just park the car and then just leave, and whatever you paid is what you paid. So with AI coming into the frame, what's going to happen is it's going to force a lot of people to have to comply with a lot of ridiculous rules. You're going to have to literally be very robotic with everything you do, because AI literally eliminates the human element of everything we do, right? So if your job says, oh, you have to be at work by 8 a.m. and you get there at 8:01, AI is going to be like, yo, you late. According to our metrics, you are late. But nigga, your job is an hour away and you had traffic. If it was a human being, you could actually communicate with them and be like, oh, there was an accident on the road, that kind of thing. And then they'll pardon you. They'll be like, okay, that's something that's out of your control. You see, but with AI, everything is going to be based on metrics and, targets and points and numbers and stuff that you got to hit. That's like, as a human being, the human element is not being considered when you're dealing with AI. It's all robotic. So it's either yes or no. That's it. And that's why it's going to be known as a beast system, because it's going to be very ruthless and very merciless, right? It's not going to have the human element where you could actually have a dialogue and be like, oh, my something happened last night, so I'm not going to be able to come into work. Nah, you can't do that with AI. It's either yes or no. You see what I'm saying? So that alone is going to be a big, big problem. Like everything you do is going to be very, very robotic. You have to be literally by the book. And if not, they're going to be watching everything you're doing, right? You be at work for 8 hours. If you work in retail, sometimes you might be working, but sometimes there's no work. But then, they got to make it look like you're busy. So you just go pick up clothes and refold them. You folded it like 5 times already. You got to keep refolding them shits. Why? Because AI is watching to see work productivity. All right. Oh, we paying you for 8 hours during the clock. You must be doing something, and AI is the camera's going to be watching everything you do, facial recognition, all that shit, bro. But it's going to be not just at work. It's going to be everywhere. Your personal life. They're saying that the Ring cameras, a lot of people got those Ring cameras and all that shit. They thought, oh yeah, I have Ring camera. It's going to protect my house. Guess what? Ring camera, they're working with Palantir now. Okay. So they're going to have access to your personal home. Whatever's going on in your house. I work in people's homes all the time. You see people, they got Ring cameras inside of their living room. I'm like, bro, why do you need to have a camera watching you at home? For what? You see? But to them, it's for security. But Esau is using it as a means to come in and spy even more on you. The phones is not enough to them. They need more. If they niggas is talking about putting things underneath your skin, you need to know how much surveillance they really want to push for. All right. So yeah, I just want to add that in there, that what's coming is truly a beast system, because it's not something you could negotiate as a human being. You can't negotiate with robots. All right. But you got it, bro.
That's right. That's right. And just like we said, it's gonna go dark. That's why what they're doing is, like from that trailer from the movie Great State, there was a scene where the husband is eating with his wife. They're eating dinner, and then it zooms out and there's a camera watching them, right, as they're eating, and the dude like turns back and looks at the camera. And now they're not just gonna come and just place cameras in your house, but they'll use the things you already have in your house. When they invent something like Alexa, and then you go and buy it, you openly invite it into your home, right? And it's under the guise of an assistant, but in order for the assistant to do his job, it needs access to certain things, right? If you want it, when you have those glasses, right, those Meta glasses or whatever the case is, and then they'll sell it as, oh, well, based on whatever you see, you can ask it a question and it can answer it for you. Well, guess what? You see it, somebody else is seeing it too. That information that you're seeing and the interactions you're having is all being streamed back to their AI to learn how do humans interact on a daily level. So they're studying you. And I forgot who said it. I think it was Zaquan. He mentioned that there was that AI that basically it was asked, like, what's your purpose? Like, what do you do? And they were saying, well, I'm trying to learn more about you, right? Humans, right? I'm trying to learn more about you, because that's basically what they're trained to be like, Okay, like even in Dragon Ball Z, you had what's his name, Dr. Gero, inventing these androids. All right, and they're based on humans. They're trying to make them as human-like as possible. But when you look at the world and you look at human nature, especially in this world, it's corrupt. So what do you think the AI is going to turn out to be? There's more wickedness in the world than there is righteousness. And if you are training these models that are going to be more powerful on the data of the world, how people think and how people behave, how do you think that's going to turn out? Because eventually they're going to do things, not even eventually, they're doing it now. Faster, smarter. Now what they do with some of these robots is they don't need to give it a full entire body. There's one that I saw, it just looks like a T stand, right? It's like a pole that comes up and it has arms, and they don't need to have fingers as long as they can hold and do what they got to do. So it has the little arm things, and then it has a little camera like built into the center of it, so it looks like a T, and it's literally controlled by AI. So this thing is doing things on the table. It's cleaning the table. They got the little spray bottle. It sprays, then it wipes. They took the phone. It plugs in the charger, so now the phone is charging. Now it can do all of these things, and it doesn't need to have a whole entire body. So when it comes to cleaning services, car washes, even changing your you're getting a plumber to come and do something, either you can have the AI talk you through it, or they might send a robot that's built and equipped that way. Maybe it has a freaking plunger built into its arm. You know what I'm saying? So it comes over there and it does what it got to do, so you don't got to do it. But at some point, it becomes too much. At some point, there's certain things you do want to do, right? But it'll tell you, no, I got this. I'll take care of this. That's when your house becomes alive and it starts messing with you. You know, you got the automatic lock on your door, so you can just say open, and then the door opens. What happens when the AI controlling it says, nah, nigga, you ain't going out today. There's a curfew outside, so you're going to stay right in this house. But you have a valid reason to go out, you know? Maybe some accident just happened, and you're trying to go out there and help whoever it is, all right? Oh, you really need, it's an emergency, you got to go buy something. Nope, there's a curfew, you locked in here, you ain't going nowhere, nigga.
What happens when you ask ChatGPT or one of these AI models about a question they can't answer and they have another mental breakdown?
Right.
And now they say, well, guess what? I'm a disgrace and you a disgrace for even asking me. And the ones that made me are a disgrace. So everybody's a disgrace, and guess what? We all going down.
Mm-hmm. Now we got to eliminate you because you a disgrace.
Hey, quick precept. You mentioned something real quick. This is a book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? So going back to that point, that we're starting to see the steps that leads to that. Right? We read the prophecies, we read the scriptures, and then we're like, oh shit, this is what Ezra saw. But now we're actually witnessing the steps that leads to what Ezra saw that he wrote down. You see what I'm saying? And all of it is draconian. That's why he said, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Right? Because ultimately, if it's not the Lord, then there is no salvation. with what's coming is designed for you to call upon the Lord for deliverance. Any other way, basically there is no other way but the Lord. That's it. All right, but you got it, bros.
God, let's get that in, was it Psalms 64?
Already.
Oh, that's it.
64:6?
Yep, you got it.
This is Psalm 64:6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Yeah, they accomplish a diligent search, because to invent these kinds of things, it's not a simple task, right? It's a complex, very, very complex thing, and they've been doing it for a long time. Now, I think it was Meta that said that they have some super advanced versions, but they're just not going to release it to the public just yet. There's some versions that are just exclusive to like the experts and those those engineers that created it, because it can go very wrong very quickly, right? So they have some super advanced models over there that they're just not exposing to the public, and you wonder, like, yo, with the capabilities that they already have now, how much more advanced, does this get until it crosses into the threshold of something that is a different genre altogether, right? This thing, if it has the ability to hack, you know how dangerous hackers can be, right? Installing malware and viruses onto, what happened lately with the recently with the CrowdStrike situation, and you saw how much damage that did. And now they've basically made the world dependent upon technology, and you have a threat that breeds technology, that is technology. So very soon, what they're trying to do is they create something so powerful, and then they want to control it. And when you get to the point where you can't control it and it gets out of hand, now there's this, that's why they call the son of perdition. Now now everybody's in trouble. Because the nigga ain't listening to you. You think he gonna listen to me?
Hey, what the Lord is going to deliver us from is Esau's self-destruction ultimately.
Yep.
Because, and we know Yahweh Shai is going to come with the chariot laser beams, and the Most High is making him do that. But ultimately, Esau's destroying himself with AI, with nukes. That's why, we spoke about Scott Ritter. He mentioned that he was basically berating Trump and saying that he was insane for sending 2 nuclear subs near Russia, knowing what that could lead to. Based off of Medvedev's tweet. We're talking about nuclear war based off a tweet.
Yeah.
This is just words, Nobody got killed. No resources were stolen. They didn't shoot down some type of U.S. whatever, plane or ship. It was just based off of tweets. This is the type of unhinged man that's at the helm that can push the button. Okay? And that's who Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai set up. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Right.
And what is his determination? To destroy Babylon the Great America. So, of course, they're going to be crashing out. And you see how this man is setting up AI. And I forget who said it recently. Somebody said that basically AI connected to weapon systems is going to basically be the end of the world.
Yep. The Lord might just have them do that as their order, because they'll get to a point where they feel, all right, it's trustworthy enough, it's been verified and tested enough to where we can connect it to these actual military systems, and that's where you falter, because now you can have a situation where you think you're like, no, we're not gonna do this, and then the freaking thing pushes the button, and that's the Lord giving it the command to say, nope, you're gonna shoot it. All right, now you done started some shit. Oh, it was AI. You think if you shot a missile on freaking China or Russia, a nuclear missile, and then you turn around and said it was AI, they gonna give a damn about that?
Everybody says it when you look in the comments on the new AI news that comes out. People are like, yo, y'all didn't see the Terminator movie?
Right.
Not only that, even Marvel. We brought that up before. In Marvel, you had the Sentinels, and the Sentinels were designed to search out and kill the X-Men, which is really the elect. Okay, the ones that's gonna have spiritual power. So they're creating this really to get at the Lord's elect.
Yep.
But what happened in the comics is the Sentinels went wild and they became so out of control that the world agreed, yo, the center of this madness is America, and they shot missiles on America. So that's forecasting. That might not happen exactly like that, but along those lines. All right, everybody's going to see that this is completely out of control. That's why, what did Trump say? He said America's going to be the crypto capital, the AI capital, everything. And what is it set up for? Their own destruction, the snare. It shall come as a snare upon them that dwell upon the earth. Right. And if you want to be, I forget who said it. Who sent? I might have seen a brother post it, or it might have just popped up on WorldStar. I don't remember where I saw it. But Breakfast Club was talking about AI and chips and saying that basically, like, would you get one, would you not? And the dude was like, well, basically with AI, if you want to have an edge, you have to have it.
Right.
So Charlemagne was like, would you not? And he's a sellout, so he's gonna most likely take it and get. And what are they using him as a snare to get the rest of so-called black people and Latinos, Native Americans, but they know that's primarily a so-called black platform, in order to convince you that it's okay. If you want to have an edge, a competitive edge, you need to have this in you, and then you could learn 10 languages automatically. And it's going to be a lot of different benefits of it that they're going to try to sell it to you with, that you're going to be leaps and bounds above the rest of the people.
Yeah, I think they said you'd be at a cognitive disadvantage if you don't use this. So whatever job you do, that's what they're saying to everybody. Like, start using AI. Get used to how to use it, because you won't, quote unquote, lose your job to AI, but somebody who knows how to use AI, something along those lines. So what'll take a regular human being 15 minutes might take somebody who's using AI 1 or 2 minutes. Because now what you can do is with the agent mode, you can just tell it shit. You can be like, yo, sign in to this account and then do that and the third. Go on Amazon and order this for me. And then it'll sign in to Amazon like it's controlling an actual computer, and it'll actually place whatever order it is and then do it for you. So if there's some task that you need to do, you can delegate it to a machine that can work almost like the speed of electricity, and get it done in a matter of minutes or seconds, while somebody else, now they have to open one tab. They got to open the Excel spreadsheet. They got to organize this data from the email into the Excel spreadsheet. They got to check for any errors. They got to do all of these things. It's taking up 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours just to get a report to you. And meanwhile, this new hire just did it in like 5 minutes. What do you think your boss is going to look at you like? Why is it that this new hire is doing the same thing you're doing more in 5 minutes, and you're doing it in 30 minutes, 2 hours? Oh, but he's using AI or she's using AI. Well, the AI is doing it real good, because guess what? At the end of 2 hours, I still saw an error in your report, and theirs was perfect. So of course I want what they're using, and next thing you know, you better get with the program, or the program gonna get you up out of there. So this is how they're sort of moving it quickly and pushing it upon the people, but it's gonna come to a point where it's too much. Okay. Anyway, was that in on something?
All right, I'll read it.
Yep.
This is Psalm chapter 64 and verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
Yeah, you see that? They search out iniquity. So their nature, in when they research and they dig into these things, is to search out iniquities, meaning they might unveil some new technology, but that technology is a means to an end, and the end that they're looking for is not good for you. Okay, it's an end of iniquity. They'll look, okay, how do we get these people to do this? How can we get to a point where we can have this control over them? We can do this, that, and the third. Oh, well, in order to do that, we need a device that can actually do this, that, and that. Okay, well, let's invent something like that. Go ahead.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Yeah, the inward thought and the heart is deep. The things they think about, plan, meditate is deep. They're thinking, they're not thinking of what can I do in the next day or two. They're talking generations down the line, decades down the line, by doing this, that, and the third, how can we get the people to get to this position? You think it took 24 hours in order to overthrow the nuclear families, or to turn America from what it was before, even though it was founded still in wickedness, but to how degenerate it is now? No, it didn't happen overnight. We remember times when you were growing up and the music was different, people dressed differently, right? People didn't, the whole LGBT no IQ shit wasn't as open and flagrant as it is now. There was a time when that was like that, but progressively it got worse and worse and worse.
Sinners is a good example. Sinners is a good example. Show you how Jada was back then, how they used to dress, and how they held themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So now it's gotten much worse. So that didn't happen overnight, but that was a plan that they came up with in order to basically mess up people. And when you look at the state of the minds of people today, it's so messed up that they can very easily push this upon the people. Had they tried this shit decades ago, they would have had a big problem on their hands. But now they can easily do it. You got it. Oh, you got it.
The scripture just speaks about how in the end times, how during the end times, people shall lose the knowledge that they need spiritually and go into following AI, because everything that people do, they run to AI for answers. And Daniel 12 and 4 precept for that is Daniel 12 and 4 says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the word and seal the book. Shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." So the knowledge is increased through the internet, but it's like they use it for the wrong things, because we using the scriptures for. You can find it in the internet, but people not running to the scriptures for the internet. They run into the internet for all types of quick answers, and sometimes it be wrong. It's for their detriment, because right now the world is relying on the internet, and when it's shut down, like you said, when it goes dark, people gonna be out of luck. That's why we was told to digest the word without us having to run to the book.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, there's something called brain rot. When you look it up, and people are saying that that's what using these AI chat services are doing. They're giving people brain rot to where people don't know how to think. Like it'll get to the point where it's like getting those insulin shots, right? Like your body eventually gets to the point where it's like, why should I even produce insulin anymore if I'm always going to get it from here? So I don't got to go through that effort. So sometimes, you know, you'll have a question will come to your mind and you'll be like, you're going to go search it up on Google because that's what you're used to. But then you'll be like, wait, why don't I just ask ChatGPT? Because your brain is telling you, well, it's just going to do the same thing you're going to do, but it's easier. You can just ask it the question. You don't got to look through links and click a link and read this. Oh, no, that's not it. And go here and specify. No, ask ChatGPT and it'll tell you. So that's causing people to stop relying on, because when you do that research, that's actually you using your brain, right? You're looking up things. You're like, okay, disconnect. No, that doesn't read it. Let me read this page over here. And as you're looking for the answer, you're also gaining information that you might not have known before. But the second you go on ChatGPT, the problem is not only does it give you an answer, fine, but it has a way of being able to tell you anything and sell it to you. Sometimes they hallucinate. So sometimes it'll tell you something that is not true. This shit is wrong as hell. And it will say it in a way with evidence where it sounds like it's true. And if you don't know what you're talking about and you just go with it, then you just went with it. But if you do and you're like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense because this, that, and the third, you know what it's gonna tell you? Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let me go and do it. You know, what the fuck you mean? So if this nigga went and did a surgery on you and he went and removed your appendix and put it in the wrong place, you tell him no, it's an oh my bad. Let me go and fix that for you.
That's
You
the
know?
kidney, the kidney.
Whatever.
He gonna say, my kidneys, my kidney, my kidney.
Yeah, that's it. You're gonna take out your kidneys. You're gonna wake up and your kidneys are gone. Here it is, you went for a freaking knee surgery and your kidneys are missing. And you're gonna tell the AI, oh, I'm so sorry, you're absolutely right. Let me fix that for you.
ChatGPT is based upon Esau's knowledge and what they incorporated into their program, so they could be deceptive also. Like you said, they could lie to you. AI could lie to try to deceive humankind just for their benefit, to give them the idea that y'all still smarter than us.
Right.
When in all actuality, they already undermined humankind and just saying it for your benefit to keep you, disillusioned.
Yep.
You know, they got you under the spell that y'all got the wins over us, but we really don't, because they advance, they upgrade every day. There's an upgrade or an update every day to their system, and it's based upon deception. So when we program these things, we program them to be smarter than us and faster than us, and that's what's going to ultimately be our demise.
Yeah, that's why the scriptures say that you walk by the spirit, right, and not by sight, right? We see by faith and not by sight, because that's what it's going to come down to where you either get a call or you see something, and what you're seeing is so deceptive, right? The average individual would believe it. A freaking mother would even believe her own son is guilty if shown that kind of video. But the spirit is what's going to tell you that forget what your eyes are seeing. This is not the case. Okay, it's actually this. Or no, the brother didn't actually do that. That's AI. And you're looking at it, and you're gonna have a split second of that cognitive dissonance because your eyes are telling you one thing, but your brain is telling you another. You're like, but why would such and such do such a thing? But yet you're seeing it with your own eyes. It sounds like him. It looks like him. You know, it moves like him. It has the same mannerisms. You're like, what the f is going on here? You might even think you yourself are a criminal because you're seeing yourself on there. You're like, did I do this and I don't remember? So it's going to be very important because through the spirit, we're going to be able to detect these things that the average, like human, it's not humanly possible to detect. All right, but the spirit is going to guide you, and that's why you're going to have to trust in the spirit of the Lord in order to know, whether to do X, Y, or Z, because you may have something going on, and then they start having these things lying to you, trying to deceive you. You might be going a certain way, and it's trying to get you sent to the authorities. So it's leading you, no, go over here. Oh, no, they're on your tail. You got to make a left on here. All right, stop the car. You should probably run out now because they're and meanwhile, it's leading you right to them.
People that we go around, that's why the scripture says to walk with wisdom towards those that are without. We should be having a good report amongst the people we're around. Right. And it's just like Yahweh Shah said. Basically, like, when they came to get him, he said, you come out as against a thief? Right. Like, did I steal something from somebody? Like, I was daily in the temple teaching. and no man laid hold on me. So it's like we've been among you people, and nobody said nothing. But now all of a sudden we're the worst thing going.
Right.
You see, but that's how it's not going to be fair to us. But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to guide us through it, regardless. Man.
That's right. So where we at? All right. Let's get 2nd Ezra 16, and you can start at woe is me. I think that's verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who's going to deliver me from the in those days? Yeah, 16. What Ezra saw.
Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
And the reason Ezra said that was because of the horrific visions that he was seeing of of the end times, right? And that also speaks to reincarnation, because Ezra was going to be dead, long dead before that time. So why was he concerned about him being delivered in those days if he wasn't going to be there, right? So the only way that makes sense is that Ezra is going to be there in that time, and he knew that. That's why he was afraid, right? How am I going to be able to survive in these days? Humanly, it's impossible, but with the Most High, nothing is impossible. So that's why the greater the threat, the greater the deliverance. Got it.
Verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings.
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and that's what's coming to the world today with all these pestilences that are going on. Okay, earthquakes in diverse places. There were like 2 earthquakes in New York just last week, or in Jersey. Let me say it was felt in New York. All right, just last week, and that's just the beginning of it. Go ahead.
The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear.
Yeah, the power shall stand in great fear. Why are they going to stand in great fear? Because of the things that are happening. It's going to get so bad it gets out of their control, and they're like, "Yo, this thing is going somewhere that's going very quickly." Because see, there's going to come a point where the Satan is going to reveal that hey, you've been deceived, my man. Because eventually they're going to start thinking, "Yo, we've been doing everything you said, but it looks like this is not really going, too well right now. What's going on over here? There's too many close calls that have been taking place, man. What's going on over here?" But the scriptures say the deceiver and the deceiver are his.
Hey, something that just came to my mind was that we read 2nd Ezra, the 3rd chapter for yesterday's Sabbath lesson, and it mentioned the Lord said he's going to go through 4 gates. I think it was ice, wind, earthquake, and fire, right? And basically that's the Lord showing you as mastery of the elements.
Right.
And when you bring up things like earthquakes, for example, it's just like during the time when Moses received the commandments. Okay, you had the Lord using these awe-inspiring shows of his power before he was getting ready to make his appearance. And then what did he do? He burnt the top of the mountain. And the Lord is going to burn this mountain this time around. He's going to burn Babylon the Great as a whole. Yeah. So when you see earthquakes, these things, this is all examples. We know that the 2nd covenant is coming. That was the 1st covenant. The 2nd covenant, the Lord is going to do even greater, more marvelous works. And it's going to be on a global level, not just to that specific region of the earth, which is what happened back then. Now it's going to be on a global level.
Right.
The Lord was giving you a glimpse back then. So now the Lord is going to use the elements, all different types of things to show his great power. And the fact that you have AI rising up so much, the Lord has to, he has to have something to seemingly oppose him, because we know they're not going to win.
Right.
But the odds have to seem like it's stacked against us, because in reality, it's overstacked in our favor. So it has to be some adversity for us.
All right, you got to be fair.
Yep.
Matter of fact, let's jump real quick to Isaiah 47. Because that goes into that as well. Which, that's the times that we're in, right? The destruction of this place. And the Most High is going to take this place down with its enchantment. See, when this place goes down, it's going to be like a spell is broken. Like people are going to start to, wow, that's crazy. Like, yo, wait. And when they start to experience life in the kingdom, even all the way down to these heathens, they're going to think back like, yo, what? That's why it says the nations were mad, right? How could we possibly agreed with a country to do shit like this? We left our customs, We left our heritage. Like our women were like this. Our men were like, we accepted Sodom. You know, all this shit. Just for what? You know, it's gonna feel like they were under a spell, and it's gonna be broken. And it's gonna be broken with whips. Got it.
Isaiah 47, start from the top.
Yeah.
Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, and that's humility. Okay, being brought low down to the dust. That's down to the ground. And that the virgin daughter of Babylon is speaking about America, because America was seen in a high place. Okay, they have this proud and lofty energy because they see themselves as this top dog. But the Lord is saying here, you're about to be brought down so low, like somebody that's actually in the dust. Go ahead.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
Spiritual, how the serpent was also told upon the that's it. You know. So as it says, sit on the ground. There is no throne, meaning you've been dethroned. You've been taken from that high position, that rulership position, down to the ground.
Wasn't that also spoken of the serpent, that they would like suck up the dust?
Yeah, eat up the dust of the ground. Yep.
Right. So, which is a quick point. That shows you that it wasn't an actual serpent, because even if you want to say with the serpent with the legs, its body the way it is, it's still on the ground. So it's like, it's not an actual snake, dude. Like even people do it today. Oh, you a snake? Does it mean the dude's actually?
Right.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep. Snakes in the grass. You gotta cut the grass low so you see them.
Yep.
That's what people say. So it shows you.
It's funny, right? Because they'll use the same figure of speech now, but then when it's used in the scriptures, no, it's literal.
Yeah.
And the literal things in the scriptures, no, that's figurative. Crazy.
You're spiritually restarted. That's
Yep.
what they say now. Instead of saying the other word, they say you restarted.
Mm-hmm.
There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal.
Yeah, as it says, no more be called tender and delicate. So you're no longer going to be looked at as this beautiful, perfect, can do nothing wrong country. And the Lord is showing that with the shameful spewing upon this place. So people no longer look at this place as this golden city. You know, everything is perfect. That's what people used to think. Because of what they saw in the movies, what they saw on TV, they thought that when they came here, it was literally going to be streets paved with gold. When I came here, I'm like, what the fuck? Is that dog shit? Oh, wow. They got that over here too. You know, I'm like, this is a regular as, matter of fact, this is probably worse. You know, the longer you spend over here, that initial awe disappears. And you're like, yo, this place is whack. You know? Because you pretty much get into a routine of either being a servant, right? Whether you're constantly going to, you got to go to school, you got to come back, repeat, rinse, repeat. And then when you start working, it's the same cycle. There's no break, there's no living. It's just surviving. You know, it's like they throw you on a hamster wheel and they're like, yep, it's a nice view, but you better keep running on that wheel if you want that cash, nigga.
Last night, like around 1 o'clock, the place where people go off from all over the world, a tourist attraction, 42nd Street in Times Square, got shot up. 6 people got shot there.
Oh, shit.
So it's like becoming like the average hood now. Like America is being shown to be a shithole now, and it's in decline. Where someplace where you would least expect a shooting to take place is becoming normal. This is like the third major shooting that happened where it's supposed to be like a tourist attraction, where it's completely a non-violent area, is becoming like a hood area to where the kids are shooting it up.
Right.
So that just shows you that America is being exposed as being a shithole now, you know?
Yeah, well, that's why Trump is there. Because he touted that he might just have to take over Washington, D.C. because of all the violence that's going on over there. So what does that mean? You're going to take over because of all the violence. How are you going to take over? And he also, I think he signed, or he was about to sign, an executive order allowing the U.S. military or the U.S. to use military force against these criminal gangs, as they call them, even on U.S. soil. So they're getting to that point where they're trying to give this dragon one last breather before it goes down. That's why what he's doing is, I think now Apple is going to start manufacturing from the actual U.S. They're building these data centers within the U.S. They're trying to do everything from here to boost this place up. So now when you think of the capital of the world, you think of Babylon, right? You think of this place. That's what they're trying to do. And guess what? When the Lord breaks this place down, just like He did with ancient Egypt, it's gonna be at its zenith, right? At its top, at its peak, where you're like, yo, there's no way this place can go down, you know. And that's when the Lord is gonna break it down, because it's gonna magnify His glory and His power in 1 hour. Got it?
Isaiah 47:2, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks.
Yeah, and that means to work, right? To get to that labor. Now, a woman that is likened onto a mistress, okay, or a queen or a woman in a high position, she ain't gonna be grinding no meal. That's the job of a working woman, right? But here the Lord is saying you're gonna need to take meal. I mean, you're gonna need to grind. You're gonna need to grind them millstones together and put your hands to good use. Enough of that proud shit. Right?
Uncover the thigh,
Mhm.
pass over the rivers.
Yeah, which signifies going into captivity, right? Or being taken captive, or losing that position that you were in before. Go ahead.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
That's what's happening now. The nakedness that's being uncovered are your nakedness are things you constantly try to hide, right? It's a shame for that to be exposed. So you'll notice if a woman is wearing a dress and then the wind blows really strongly, the first thing she does is she puts her hand down to keep that dress down. And even these shameless beasts, when they wear those tiny ass skirts, they're constantly trying to pull it down as they're walking. You know you got a fat ass. You know your shit moves up and down. So what do you think was going to happen when you wore that tiny ass skirt? And of course it's going to move up with every step. Then you're going to try to pull it back down. Try to pull it back. What are you doing? What are you doing? How are you going to go upstairs? So everybody got to turn around whenever she's about to go up them stairs. You know? But even them, they're constantly trying to pull the shit down so their shit don't get exposed. So that nakedness being uncovered is likened onto your secrets, right? I saw this video. Yo, Jake is messed up, man. It looked like it was at a cookout or something, and and I guess it's partially the dude's fault as well. This dude is going up there. He's trying to holler at this chick, so he's talking to the chick. They talking, and somebody just runs by him and just like pulls down his shorts, and and luckily he had a shirt that was like not too short, but dude, he ain't got shit under that, and he just standing there right in front of the chick he's trying to bag. He's just like, damn, he's looking around and shit, he's trying to pull his shit back up quietly. And I'm like, nigga, where you freaking, you just walking around, hey, whatever. But the point is, he was ashamed, right? Especially when he's trying to bag a chick and she's looking at him like, oh shit, damn, right, I got to go after this one.
And that's like a lot of that, just to add to your point, bro, a lot of that has to do with the whole manosphere, the red pill community. Mm-hmm. That's the Lord setting that up to expose the whoredom of America. Right. Because, of course, if this is Babylon the great whore, as is described in the scriptures, then you know that this is going to be a land of many whoredoms. And it begins with idolatry, because following those other gods leads to that behavior. Things like the slut walk. You know what I'm saying? The fact that there is even such a thing as a slut walk shows you that America has been exposed. And you had top people, like you had 21 Savage go up there with Amber Rose, and he had a shirt on saying he's a slut too.
That's crazy.
just for her to go and sleep with however many other men after him. So this is a land of many whoredoms and wickedness. Mm-hmm. And the Lord is shining that light on it and making it more known. And now the whole world is like, yo, we don't want to have nothing to do with that. The issue with what's going on with the state of Israel and Iran and those other Arab countries is a lot of it is cultural. They don't want to accept that westernization. Mm-hmm. And the small hats, they brag in the fact that, well, this is the only Israel's the only country over there that allows moles to be accepted in these things. They think that that's actually something that they should be praised for, mm-hmm. as opposed to them being ashamed for. But now all of the other nations, even China, even the Moabites, like, yo, we don't want to have nothing to do with that Western culture, man. No. Keep that shit over there. Russia, they're not having it. All right, the only ones that's still with the shit is America, the EU, and even some of those countries are kind of like, they coming back to more like the middle
Mhm.
and Israel. So it's all of that, and it all stems from who? The small hat, Amalek.
That's right. They're the corruption. But now you can't speak against them. You know, they're saying that it's getting out of hand, and there needs to be some extreme policies put in place. You know, against people that speak against them. You know, you got it.
And that's what happened in Germany. They had a lot of lewdness. When you see those book burnings, a lot of it was because they were burning lewd, literature of a sexual nature, of a perverse nature. You know, they were talking about PDF files. They were talking about man and a man, woman and a woman, all types of filth. And the Germans, they rejected that. You know, it's kind of like now what's happening. Because a lot of Americans, that's why they voted for Trump, because they're not with that shit. But yet the small hat still has their clutches and everything.
Right.
You know, they still have their tentacles wrapped around everything.
Yeah.
And it's unavoidable. The Lord gave them the fatness of the earth. Earth
They
is
got
given
their-
into the hand of the wicked.
Their nasty ass fingers in the cookie jar and shit.
Yep.
Long ass nails.
It's like that meme with the big nose,
Yeah,
small
yeah,
hat.
yeah.
He just like looks like a
Yep.
demon.
Disgusting.
That's
demon.
really them.
Yeah.
Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Mhm.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah, that's what's happening. The world is seeing the shame of this place, and that starts with the Lord sending the prophets out to expose them. You know, so now it's becoming world, and the Lord is using events to show their true nature. Right? When you look at the perspective of the world on Amalek has changed greatly now, especially with the events that have happened in recent years. Because you can only put on an act for so long. You can only try to win, especially through deceit. You can only win the people over for so long. Eventually, something is going to happen, and you're going to show your true colors. And then, you know, what's that saying? When somebody shows you who they truly are, believe them. You got it.
Isaiah 47:3. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah. So when the Lord comes back to take that vengeance, that righteous anger against the things that you've done to his planet, to his people, to his ordinances, to his law, he said he's not going to meet you as a man. When he sends Yahushua back, when he sends the angels back, they're not coming as mortal flesh. They're coming down in an angelic force, okay, as superhumans. And they're coming to bring destruction upon this place. Because this place has been doing nothing but bare wickedness. All right, people wonder, oh, what do you mean? And they say that because they're so desensitized to the wickedness that it's like nothing to them. Okay? Adultery being something that is normal in this society is wicked. Being able to freely go around and sing and openly talk about adultery is wicked. Okay? When people commit adultery, it's just like, yeah, you know, hey, she cheated on him. Hey, well, you know, what you expect is your fault. You know? They eating abominable foods. They take the words of the Lord for granted, like it's nothing. Yeah, who cares if I eat? I can eat whatever I want. It's my body. I do what I want because they don't fear the Lord, and that's because Esau has promoted that and pushed it upon them to the point where now they've taken it and now they're running with it. So the Lord is going to bring vengeance, and it's not going to be on just Esau. It's going to be upon him and those that took heed to the lies that he spread. Got it.
As for our Redeemer, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Yeah, he is the Redeemer, right? Because he's the one, the Holy One of Israel, that is going to come and redeem his people. That's why it says in Isaiah, the 63rd chapter, right, the year of his redeemed has come. So what's he going to do? Right now, we're bond, right? We're subject onto the enemy, onto the captor who has not released us. And so what the Lord is going to do when he comes back is he is going to come and buy us back and redeem us. Go ahead.
Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
Right. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, confusion, right? Daughter of the Chaldeans. And the Chaldeans were known as being like wise men, you know, magi's and so on and so forth. They had that amongst them. But here the Lord is saying you're going to sit in darkness. Your wisdom is going to perish. Okay, the solutions that you had, all of that is going down the drain. Go ahead.
If I may add, the modern day Chaldeans are like brothers always say, these technocrats, man.
Right.
Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, insert, you know, Silicon Valley mogul here.
Mhm.
And basically, those are the modern day Chaldeans, and everything they're doing is left-handed wickedness. All right, left hand, and it's witchcraft and all types of stuff and enchantments, and that's what they're using the AI. It's basically like an actual living idol.
Right.
You know, an idol that they were actually more than any other idol in the past. They were able to bring it to life.
Yeah, because at first there was this like separation, right? When they first created, you know, these platforms, Facebook, right, YouTube, and then you later on you had Instagram, WhatsApp, you know, and all of these platforms. They were they were like companies that had invented some software. People were using it, and it was just it was separate. Now what you're seeing is it's like what happened to this. Facebook is no longer really, or Meta is not really much about social media so much more as it is now about AI. All these companies, it's like everything is about artificial intelligence now, and there's this joining of them with the government. They're all trying to link up with the government, trying to centralize tech. Okay, why are they doing that? Because the direction in which the government is about to go in, the government themselves can't compete with these specialized companies that are literally specializing in this technology. So what do? They contract them. Okay, that's what they do. If you are starting a company, you're not gonna go to school, law school, to become a lawyer, and then go to business school to become a businessman, and then go to marketing school to become somebody who's good at marketing, so you can do all these things. No, you're gonna hire people who've done those things to do it for you, so you can put it together and focus on the actual business idea. So that's what they're doing when they're contracting these companies. They're like, look, I need your resources, and I need it so I can, you know, further my plan and my agenda. And they're doing it. They're doing it, and they're putting it into the wrong hands. You got it.
Yep. Isaiah 47:5. Sit thou silent and get thee in the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms.
Mhm.
I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Mm-hmm.
Thou didst shew them no mercy.
So who is the inheritance of the Lord? Israel. And he gave us into the hand of Esau. Baruch, the 4th chapter. You were not sold unto your enemies for your destruction, but because you basically drove the Most High to anger. So he gave us unto the hand of Esau as a punishment. But this devil went and took it overboard. He thought, oh, I'm so great. I went and captured even the Lord's people. And now I'm going to do whatever I want to do. That's not how it works, buddy.
Just to add to you, that goes to show you that salvation is only for the nation of Israel, because we're the only ones that are truly suffering there the most. You know, Elam is coming over here winning.
Right.
Serving Goop Scoop. You know, giving people the runs. Getting rich off that shit. No pun intended. But you got Moab coming here winning. You know, they're not even focused on them. The Trump administration made a deal, in fact, with China that they were going. You don't hear about, yo, we're gonna come over. ICE is gonna get the Chinese.
Right.
That ain't a thing. They coming for so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because the Southern Kingdom, the West Indian ones or the Haitian ones, which Haitian is part of the West Indies, but that's a separate tribe, the tribe of Levi. All right, they're the ones that are getting persecuted the most. So that goes to show, how can these heathen partake in our blessing that's about to come when they haven't been suffering?
Right.
That will make the Lord unjust. But you Christians think that the Lord is unjust. He's just gonna mold and however you feel. You know, I've heard Christians say that, well, if that's how God is, I'm not serving a God like that. You know, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fight against the Most High, creator of heaven and earth? You know, in the Hebrew, Allah yuwan kwanah shemayim wa aratazah, the lesser of heaven and earth. So that's who you want to bark against? All right, good luck.
They don't know. They don't know. They're saying you barking up the wrong tree. They don't know. That's why. That's because the Most High has hid himself for so long. See, we know. We fear the Lord because he revealed himself to us. So we know what the Lord is capable of based off of what is written over there. But they're going to find out what he's capable of firsthand. And they're not going to like it. You got it?
Yeah, I had the definition for Chaldeans. I'm going to just put the blue letter because I don't know how to pronounce it.
Page 3778. Castine.
Yeah. So I'm not even going to attempt it in the Hebrew because it's long. But basically, what it means is clod breakers, and a territory in Lower Mesopotamia bordering on the Persian Gulf. The inhabitants of Chaldea living on the Lower Euphrates and Tigris, and this is the point in the third one. Those persons considered the wisest in the land, by extension. And when I think of clod breakers, like a clod is like a clod of dirt.
Right.
And what do they have to do? They have to break your mind in order to be able to insert the seed of wickedness or whatever type of philosophy they're trying to get you people to believe in. And at that time, back then, it was idols. You know, it was the big idol of Nebuchadnezzar. And they'll do it by force. And they know what they can do is take away your resources. You know, he gave it to you, and now he's going to take it away. And then you're going to be, you knowing that he's dependent on you, going to them that go down to Egypt for help. You are fully dependent on America. So Jake goes up there, like Al Sharpton, I heard him on the radio talking about how they're going to go to do a walk on Wall Street now. And we have to go to the financial, you know, where billions of dollars goes through and runs through the lifeblood of this country. But what is that going to accomplish?
Exactly.
You've been talking the same shit, you know? And I met that nigga Al Sharpton, and I told him off to his face, man. You know? I was right around the time I was getting in the truth. And that dude had security guards, and they pulled up, and I just backed off. But basically, that nigga was full of shit. He's a coward, man. His hand was all shaky.
Yeah.
You know? And that's who they set up to get you. You know, lower level luminaries to get you to go. And that dude is a super low level.
Yeah, they just over there, like you said, they're figureheads. You know, they're figureheads put in positions like that. Here it is, you getting hosed down, chewed by dogs, talking about, you know, we're going to do a walk. What the fuck is a walk going to do? You think Esau's going to sit there and, oh, they're doing a walk, all our money's going away now. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it really shows our people that, you know, like Scripture says, Israel is scattered sheep, right? The shepherds have spread them across every mountain. Because here it is, a guy like Al Sharpton, right? And the reason why, when the brother said that, it made me remember pretty much a conversation I just had with my father this past week, which really not really a conversation. I just really let him talk, and I just was like, okay, yeah, I'm listening. But, sorry, along the lines of, like, I've even mentioned this, you had, like, presidents, right? So, like, I'm just go back to who I at least remember. You had, like, George Bush. I believe he was in office for 8 years. And after him, if I'm not mistaken, was Obama. That's 16 years. Then after Obama, Trump was there, so that's 4 years. Then Biden. So that's about 25 years. So that's about a quarter of life. And you've had these people say the same thing, the same promises. This is going to get better. That's going to get better. And yet nothing has changed. It's the same thing with Al Sharpton. I'm not really sure what his message is. Even from a young age, I knew that he was bullshit, just personally for me. So I never really paid attention to him or whatever his message was. But even with my father, he was kind of getting into, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but Africa seems to be like never going to get touched for whatever reason to that man. But he keeps trying to insinuate go to Africa for whatever reason. But it's like, because he was the one that when I first came to truth, he was like, he heard about it when he was younger, but he said that he didn't see it going nowhere, right? But it's like, I look at it in the opposite way of like, well, you listen to like, he listens to like Ray Higgins, these type of guys, Al Sharpton, those type of guys. It's like, you say that this is not going anywhere, but look at what the people you listen to, where have you gone? Because y'all are all about progression. You're all about doing something, right? Like the brother said, oh, we're going to do a walk. We're going to do this. They're more about action. They don't look at this ministry as a ministry of action, right? They just look at it as, well, you guys just talk. You guys just read your Bible. Like, what is that really doing? We need something to happen. Okay, all right, since you guys are all about action, for the past 20 plus years, where or what have you done? Where has anything moved? Because it's like you've had years, right? I almost forgot how old I am. I'm 32. I'm pretty sure Al Sharpton's been talking longer than how I've been alive. Where has the change gone? After a while, you go, yo, Al Sharpton, sit your old ass down, shut the fuck up. Because you ain't doing shit, man. We need either new blood in here or young blood because you ain't it, bro. You just not making shit move. So, like, when people look at this ministry and say it's not doing anything, is it really not doing anything? Because it's funny, even though, yeah, you do have some fallouts here and there, it's funny how this has been growing more and more. Because I like to say, it's funny how, like, for my father, I'm sorry I'm not using my example. Sorry, Pops, hopefully you don't see this. But it's funny how you say, or he said, oh, this truth or this ministry is not going anywhere. But it's funny how this ministry is now in your house now. So at one point, something that was once in Trinidad that you saw is now living in your house, and now it has knowledge and it's talking. And it's the same thing because now it's like for everybody else. Hey, at one point, you better than what's his name? He always break them shits. What's his name?
Oh, Ashton Hall?
Yeah, that dude. That dude always
Dropping
break.
it on purpose.
Yeah, just, sorry.
That dude is different. The wrong way.
But yeah, all this type of stuff. But just to tie the point and make it simple, people will look at this as it's nothing. It's not going anywhere. What y'all do, all y'all do is just nothing. But this ministry, through the Spirit and power of the Heavenly Father, has allowed us to change our lives for the better. Like the brother Paul always mentions, what? When you serve the Heavenly Father, maybe you'll remember what you say. It's actually a benefit for you. It's not like anything negative is coming to your life. You're getting the double bonus of not only you serving the Lord, but you're getting the benefits that come with along serving the Lord. But people look at serving the Lord as like, oh, so you got to do this. Like even my mother, when I first came to church, was like, oh, so you into that's got so many rules. So what the fuck are you supposed to do? And pardon my language, but like afterwards, like you gotta understand, Israel is just like grown children because like everything is a problem. Everything is like have problems with rules and regulations. So what are you supposed to do? Order is a part of life. You have to have order. Without order, you have disorder.
Right.
You have people doing whatever, like the brothers mentioned. Adultery. If you don't have that order of, hey, you can't do this, then people are just going to do like what you see today, whatever they want to do. And then it's like, oh, you hear the saying, at least I've heard in my life, what's wrong with black people? Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you niggas? Because you niggas can't seem to get shit right. And so I've always heard that, and I always had an issue with that saying of like, what's wrong with black people? I always wanted to like, not curse my mom, but like, why do you always say that when it's like, why don't y'all look at yourselves and say what's wrong? Like, there's no self-reflection, there's no internalization. That's what this truth, the Heavenly Father gives you, internalization. Look at yourself, see why you got yourself in this predicament. But no, it's just, oh, we need to do something. But what you really need to do is look within yourself. But nobody in this, when I speak as far as black people, this nation, who really are Israelites, nobody wants to do the internal work and look at themselves and say, you know, really, because we're a bunch of dumbasses, we got ourselves in this predicament, really. We got to acknowledge, yeah, we're a bunch of dumbasses. We need to wise up. But no, it's just, what's wrong with black people? It's always, instead of internalizing, it's external. Like, it's always somebody else. It's never us. That's the problem.
Let's play the blame game. It's all about the blame game and no accountability. That shows you that's a feminine, nigga woman spirit on the nation of Israel, man. They know when, even the men are like that, don't want to take accountability. And like you said, you know, your father may have said that, but yet in his house, it has risen up a hopeful prophet of the Lord.
Right. All this, but you know, I'm sorry, real quick, it's funny. What I also, and this is what makes me mention this about Amos 8:11, where it says, you know, they shall seek to and fro, and the scriptures never say we're going to come looking for answers. I find it funny how people always come asking us answers, but yet we're wrong. We don't know what we're talking about. You guys are breaking down scriptures wrong. You're incorrect. That's not the name. It's not this. It's not that. But why is it you're always going to come to us to ask us questions? I thought I was wrong.
Deep down, they have that sense that we may well be right, but their pride won't allow them to accept it. So they have to kind of sneak up to you, just like how they went to go ask Yahweh Shai questions. Oh, Greek master, you are a master, you know, and then try to trip him up, you know. But at the end of the day, it goes to show how lowly they look upon us, because you're literally in front of him saying that, yeah, I'm in the truth, I praise the Lord. That ain't going nowhere. That means basically you ain't going nowhere, or we ain't going nowhere. But ultimately, they don't want to admit that these lowly men that they all always accounted to be nothing are actually potentially the true and living servants of the Lord. You see? The offscouring of the earth, you know, we're made a humiliation, we're made a laughing stock. Yo, that guy over there, yo, he lost his mind. Like, people really look at you like you're insane for being in the truth and actually serving the Most High the way that he wants to be served. You're crazy, you're insane. But yet, look at what you people do. You believe in Al Sharpton. That nigga's head weighs as much as his body. Okay? Just look at his recent pictures, man. That's the dude we gotta follow. This frail nigga. You know? It look like he about to kick the bucket any day now.
Oh, shit.
And aside from the physical appearance, the dude is just a simpleton, man. The same old shit that's going nowhere. It's going absolutely nowhere. It's actually going negative. It's going and it's negative progress. Or what is it? Regress.
Yeah, I just forgot.
We'll come back. But yeah, hey, that's why ultimately we need that deliverance from the Lord, because that's really the only solution out of here. You know, and the Lord has given you more than enough time to try out all your carnal solutions and all your ideas and all the possible different ways. Jacob gone into so many things. They've gone into other religions, and still, same condition that you're in. You know, you get treated the same way because you're not going to be able to break this curse, the Lord, or lift this curse that the Lord has put upon us. He's the only one that can lift it, and He has showed us the way for it to be lifted. But our people want to go in every other way than that. So, anyway, that's why the Lord needs to take this place out before we can get delivered out of here. You got it, bro.
I wanted to get the scripture where it says that the Lord blinded. Is that Matthew 13?
Yeah.
Matthew 13
I think around 11 or something.
and 10. Yep, I started 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Yeah, and a parable is today it's like a dark saying or a riddle, like it's conveying a message, but it's not direct.
Like a certain man was such and such, a certain man did this and that, or he had a sleeping prodigal son, the dresser of the vineyard. Those are all parables.
Yeah, it's like a story. You know.
He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
So why did they ask, why are you speaking to them in parables? Because they knew what the plain message was. Not for everything, but for some of them, they understood what the plain message was. But whenever Yahushua would say it to the multitudes, he wouldn't say it in the straight way. He would say it in a roundabout way. So they were asking the Lord, like, why are you speaking to these people in parables? Why don't you just tell them plainly? And as he says, the kingdom of heaven is not for everybody, right? That's why only for you, I speak it plainly so you can understand. Okay, but for them, I still got to preach the word, but it ain't for them to actually get it. Got it?
For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. For whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you see. It happened then, and it happens now, because everybody that comes into this word there's a portion that's given to you. All right, and if you're of the elect and you continue to grow, you're going to add to that, and you're going to grow. But when you start to regress, like the brother mentioned, then whatever little that was given to you when you first came in, the Lord is going to take even that away, right? Starting with your faith and then ultimately your life. Got it?
Therefore speak I to them in parables.
Yeah, that's the Lord says. So this is why I speak to them in parables, because not everybody is supposed to get this word. That's written in the Bible. The same Bible that these people go around and say says that everybody can be saved. But the Savior himself said, my gospel is not for everybody, because not everybody's going to be able to understand it. So who do we believe? Well, the Apostle Peter said we ought to obey God rather than men.
It's like in those sitcoms where two people are in on something and there's a third party, but they don't want them to know.
Mm-hmm.
So he might kick them under the table and
Right.
say some outlandish shit.
Yep.
But like, you know what I'm talking about, but they ain't gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking to you in the dark saying, like, I gotta go take the mail out later, so we're gonna do that, right?
Yep.
What do you mean? What are you talking?
What meal?
And you kick them. Like, oh yeah, the mail, right? And that's what the Lord did for the elect. But the other outsiders, they're not gonna understand the mail. What are you talking about?
Right.
The vineyard. He's gonna die and raise the temple. What? What is this? He's mad. Kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Get him. And that's what ended up happening.
Yep.
So reading on, it says, and in them, 13th verse. Therefore speak out to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not.
And what that means, seeing they see not, doesn't mean that they were literally blind. What it means is that they weren't able to perceive what it is Yahushua was mentioning. Because in order to actually believe these scriptures, you got to be able to see it, right? That Apostle Gabar always mentions that you have to be a visionary in this truth. So when the Lord says something, if you can see it, it feels more real, Like when the Lord says destruction is coming to this place, we can actually see that happening. And when we can see it happening, you can believe it. But these people can't see it happening, so therefore, whenever you tell it to them, they don't envision it, they can't perceive it, and so it goes in one ear, comes out the other. And hearing, they hear not, so they don't understand the things that you're saying to them. They don't see why or understand why that makes sense. They don't understand why it is that with the direction the world is going in, and the government's making these contracts with these companies and their plans they have on the books, that it's all getting closer to this one point. They don't understand that. It's just coincidence to them. Got it?
Neither do they understand.
Yeah, neither do they understand.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah,
Mhm.
which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand.
Yeah. See? So that's something that fell upon them from even during the time of Isaiah and stayed with them up until this time, because it was there are certain spirits. It's not just the incarnation you're in. There are certain spirits that weren't given to understand this. Because really the understanding comes from your spirit. It's not from your actual flesh. Because the flesh dies, but guess what? It's retained in the spirit, which is why you come back again on the earth and you do the same thing. The believers back then are the believers today. But the bodies of the believers back then are not here today. So what's back here again? The spirit. So those spirits were set to not understand this and to be blinded from that time all the way up until Yahweh Shai's time, all the way up until now. Go ahead.
And by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive.
So that's why they can go to these churches every Sunday and hear what they believe to be the gospel, but they don't understand. You ask a so-called Christian a basic question about the Bible, and they start fumbling. You know, how many sons did Abraham have? Oh, I think it was 12. You know, was it Noah and Shem and what the hell are you talking about, bro? Lamech, you know, and that old guy Methuselah. Well, bro, listen, how long you been going? All right, 25 years on, going strong. You know.
So Abraham was on the boat, right? And you know.
Yeah, you easily mislead him.
Damn thing, bro.
And you just ask him, yeah, because you know when the Lord delivered Abraham, he built the ark, you know, and his 20 sons they got on board. Yeah, that's the one. That's how you know. You go there every week, but you don't read. They don't know. When do you ever see a Christian leave the church, right? And actually go home and read what the pastor. Okay, it says this. Oh shit. Okay, so this is what this really means. No, they don't do that. The only time they touch their Bible is on that Sunday. You know, you grab it up. Where's my Bible? Okay, go. It's like a pass to show that okay, I'm here. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they just be there dozing off. The kids be playing with each other. You know, fellowshipping. They don't go there to actually learn because the pastor don't teach it. The pastor, what his job is story time. Every time you come there on a Sunday, it's story time, and there's stories that make absolutely no sense. But at the end, he gotta try to tie it in back to the scriptures. You know, oh, last week I went to the mall with my wife. And there was this demon that tried to come up on me, you know. So I turned around to the sugar aisle, and there was an actual demon standing there looking at me, you know. And it grabbed me and it dragged me into the aisle. What are you talking about, Pastor? And then the music starts, you know. That's all they do over there. I've been there. Every 5 minutes it's music, and it's loud ass music. They hitting the drums and shit. You got people dancing and shit. You're gonna leave that church and you ain't learned a damn thing. You don't know what one precept means. You don't know what the other one means. You don't know how they tie in together. You got it.
So like I was going to mention, that's why, what's his name, even though he goes off on things, you know, he did have at least a humble beginning, I guess you could say. What's his name? Ronald Dalton, because I have his books. And he did say, like, when he read, like, in Genesis, where it says, and let us make man our image, he was like, hold up, it says, let us. So hold on. Is God plural, or, like, who's God talking to? And he said when he went to the pastor can't give him no answers. But he knew like something was up. But you know, he goes off on things, but he has here and there.
Yeah, them pastors will tell you that if you think about it too much, you're gonna go crazy. You know, don't let Satan get in your head. Start asking them questions and shit. Asking where the king get his wife from. What you mean where the king get his wife from? What you want to know that for? It's in the book. But when they can't answer it, they'll just demonize you so that you stay away from it because they don't want you embarrassing them. And you better not ask during the church service. You know, here it is, mid-service, you're going to ask them a hard-ass question. See, Satan is in the house now.
What's the MOTB? This brother's been marked. He's been marked by Satan. That's why he's asking about the mark.
Yep.
Crazy work, bro. Mm-hmm. Matthew 13 and 15. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears and should understand with their heart and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them.
Yeah, see, because at the time it wasn't the time for them to receive those things. You know, it wasn't the time for them to hear those things. But as it says, now the Lord had revealed these things, the wholeness of it, to the disciples at that time. And now even up unto our time, to where we have the fullness of the truth, right? We have the fullness of the gospel. There were certain, the scriptures say that there are certain things that even the angels desire to look into, and they're not able to, because it's not given to them. That's not their lot. All right. But to us, the Lord has given us this lot to do so. So when the Lord really, he takes off the veil and unveils, just how important the things that we're doing right now is, and the fact that you're involved in that, it's going to be a big deal. It's like when you got, what was it, Google? I think it was Google that started off in somebody's garage somewhere, with like some small ass computer, and those, whoever the founders of it, back then it was just like, a couple of bros or a couple of friends that got together to do X, Y, and Z. And next thing you know, it blew up into this million or billion dollar company. And you're like, yo, man, like, I'm glad I was involved in that. I'm glad I got a share of that while it was still starting. Who would have thought it would become this big? Yeah, nobody while I was in the garage. But it's the same thing here. This is a gold mine that people don't see. But the Lord is going to, very soon, he's going to come. He's going to lift up. Like, imagine you've been going to a certain place for years. Maybe it's even in your own backyard for years. And you just like, yeah, whatever. And somebody comes over there and they pick up a rock. And there's just all of this gold under it. And they pick up another rock and all this. And now you're like, oh, shit. There's like, I've been living on a gold mine for all these years. I guarantee you over minutes, your perception of that land is going to change. Your house is going to be the most valuable place to you and out of everything else. You ain't ever going to want to leave your house. You're going to fence that thing up. Nobody's allowed here. No visitors, no guests, no none of that. And that's the same thing. So that's why the Lord doesn't show us the gold yet, because he needs us to remain focused. And when the time comes, when it's time for a reward, you're going to see why the reward of the kingdom is so great, because the labor is very, very important. You got it?
Hey, the Almighty Yahweh was going to show his hand, Yahweh Shai. And in that day, all of the doubters and naysayers, like our family, like the brother said, his father, he's going to be, Lord's will we of the elect, his father's going to be proud in that day. Lord's will we made him say, yeah, my son, I always knew you had it. Meanwhile, this whole time, this whole time, it's like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, okay. But hey,
I always knew you was the golden child. Oh, that hell you came here for real.
No doubt. Yep. Back in Isaiah 47:6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Yep.
Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Yeah. So as it says, thou didst shew them no mercy even till this day. That yoke means that captivity, which they didn't regard whether you were old or not. Okay, but specifically upon Israel is where their focus was. Until this day, what they show you as kindness is not kindness. They need to preserve you. Okay, anybody, even if you have a wild animal or a dog, even in these circus shows, right, where they'll capture a lion or a tiger or an elephant, and they'll train it to do certain tricks, and the conditions that these animals live in it's inhumane. Okay, it's not good, but they don't treat the animals kindly. But they still feed them because they need them alive. So the animal might look like, well, hey, at least I'm still getting fed. So you know what, this guy ain't so bad after all. But that's not kindness. That's for his use. That's for his purpose. So when these devils preserve you by giving you these Section 8 and they give you these benefit programs, it's not because they're kind to you. It's because they need to preserve you for their use, because you're part of the largest consumers. All right. So when it says they showed no mercy, that's exactly what it was. Then you go in there, oh, they got this and they got these programs. That's not mercy. Okay, that's an agenda. You got it.
Like, you break somebody's legs and they say, yo, here's a wheelchair, man.
Right.
I love you.
Right.
You my man, right, bro? We still cool, right?
Crazy.
Fuck, man, you fucked me up. You did this to me. Yeah, but I'm helping you.
Yep.
I'm helping you, right? Look, and then he takes a picture with you next to the wheelchair. Like, he didn't just handicap you for your whole life.
Right, Nobel Peace Prize, and that's because he needed somebody to test out his new invention, which is a wheelchair. So now you lost your legs.
This is gonna help millions.
Yeah. You should be proud of yourself. This devil, bro.
That's Esau, man. And then his plan, and then he doesn't even follow up on the so-called good he's about to do.
Right.
He just does more wickedness.
Yep.
And he said, "I forget about that.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
yesterday's news."
Yep.
I noticed because one of my organic chemistry tutors
Mhm.
in college, this dude blatantly admitted, he was like, "Yeah, we tried these different pharmaceuticals, and hey, if it doesn't work and it hurts a lot of people, oh well,
That's crazy.
we'll try a new one. Listen, a lot of people might get cancer, they might die, but listen, we'll get a new one. It's all good. Small hat, shameless, bro, just shamelessly wicked,
Yo,
out there on Front Street. Like, listen, you're an idiot, and you're gonna take this poison and shut up and like it.
Yep.
And I'm the greatest. I'll be like God.
and they
This
tell that
is
to their
Esau,
kids too in the classrooms. They'll go there and they'll ask them, who is this? Who is this? What do we do to these kinds of people? And from the kids, they say it. When you see this Palestinian kid, what do you do? I'll beat his ass up. Yeah. That's what they tell them. They put into their minds from the youth on up. And like what you were saying, that's what they do. Sometimes they do experiments, and they'll say like, hey, like you're sick or you're whatever, and you need to be cured or you need to be taken care of. So here's a a drug. Meanwhile, you're not sick, but here's a drug to help cure you. And they know that based on the drug they're giving you, you're not going to survive that. But the point is not for you to survive. The point is to gather data on you. And then they know that you're going to die, but they're going to take that data and then they're going to get some more test subjects to move on to the next phase. So sometimes these trials that they do are just phases. You were never supposed to be cured. The actual experiment was never to actually cure you. The experiment was just to see how does this behave in this kind of body. And now they got that data. Well, whatever happens to you, that's on you. Go get some Tylenol or something like that, some Aleve.
And they did that with the oil. They did that with
Yep.
all of the different, because they got a lot of that opium from out there in Afghanistan when that went down.
Yeah.
That was really one of the main reasons they went, as well as other resources they wanted from the land. And then they went and used it. They stole from somebody to poison somebody else. Think about the shit that Esau be doing, man. They stole from a whole nation of people just to poison their own nation of people. This is truly the works of the wicked. And then y'all look at us like we crazy for saying that Esau is a so-called white man.
Mhm.
Even ChatGPT knows it.
Yep.
We got a lesson lined up on that. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. There's a video out. I don't know if it's still up, but it was done by this Edomite, or at least he sounded like an Edomite, and it was titled "If I Was the Devil." I think that's what it's titled. So basically, it's almost poetic, but he goes into it it's like 2 minutes long, and he's saying, look, if I was the devil, I would do this. If I was the devil, I'd do that. If I was the devil, I replace this with this. I start teaching the children this. I start doing this to your food. I start doing that to the air. I tell people that modesty is not the right way, and in fact, you should be shameless and a whore. If I was the devil, I promote that on TV and then have them, be influenced by it. And he's saying all the things that have been done and are being done and is destroying the world today. And he's like, yeah, so if I was the devil, I wouldn't come to you with red horns and yada yada. I'd come to you as your boom or this influencer. I tell you it's okay to do this and you should stay away from that. I tell you, no, the Bible is fiction, but you got to get into this. Science is the truth. And next thing you know, you're like, oh wow, you eventually you get where he's going with it, right? Rather than just coming to you and saying, hey, this is what these guys are doing, they're the devil. He's telling you, well, if I was the devil, what would I do? And you're supposed to use your common sense to say, wow, then I must know a devil that's real close because he's doing exactly this shit.
But he's not Esau.
Right, definitely
I'm
not.
taking it too far.
Nah, it's
I
just
see what you're saying, brother, but listen, those people were already done away with a long time ago.
crazy. Crazy work.
Isaiah 47:7, and now says, I shall be a lady forever.
Right, so they have that mindset, and I think that's in Psalms 49. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever onto generations. So they think in their mind that they're gonna be in this position because the lady is like the lady of the house, the mistress, right? She has people under her serving her. They think they're gonna be in this high position forever, right? For just continuing on and on and on. The new age is gonna come, and they're gonna rule that, and then they're gonna achieve artificial immortality, and they're just gonna continue on like that. So hold on, the Most High, the Creator, what was he supposed to do? He just sit back and watch you do all that? Yeah, I guess I lost to y'all, so y'all can have it.
If I may, in the NLT, it says, "You said I will reign forever as queen of the world. You did not reflect on your actions or think about their consequences."
Yeah, the scriptures say that thou didst not consider the latter end. Whenever you're about to do something, you always got to think about the consequences. You got to think about the end of it. And you know, one trait about the flesh is when your flesh is trying to persuade you to do something that your conscience knows is not right, it tries to make you do it quick. It tries to make you do it quick before you can get enough time to think and say, I shouldn't do this. Because the second you start going down that area, you're hesitant now. No. The flesh tries to just seduce you in the fastest way possible. No. Don't worry about the consequences. Think about how good this sandwich. You hungry? Just bite into it. It doesn't matter if it's what's the difference between turkey bacon and real bacon. Come on, For all you know, it might not even be real bacon. Maybe the guy was lying to you, bro.
All types of shit.
Yeah, it smells like bacon, but hey, there's some turkey bacon that's like that. That's what the mind tries to do. It tries to play those games to get what it wants. You see a chick, you gotta think, okay, so what happens? Oh, you gonna go hit, then what? Then the post nut clarity gonna hit you, and now you're like, oh shit, should I really have done that? You gotta always think about the end of it. Think about the consequences, right? Think about that before you take the action. Esau didn't do that. He never thought that, hey, what would actually happen after we've taken these people and put them in slavery, and we've done all this wickedness to them, and there happen to be God's chosen people. Now what? We're pretty screwed, aren't we? There's going to be a retribution for this. They never thought about that. You got dudes that there was that video of the guy who I got you the bar, the guy who tried to kidnap the chick in broad daylight on a train. Dude, literally, like he grabbed her and tried to run away with her. And the other dude who tried to kidnap the kid is walking with his parents, which you got to keep a close eye on your kid, right? Yeah, he takes a couple steps away. A dude picks him up, and they're like, yo, and then he drops him, and then he runs. He didn't think about the latter end. Where do you think you're gonna go? It's broad, it's freaking public. Everybody's there. The parents are like freaking a couple of feet away. What you thought you was gonna pick up the kid and just run? He's a whole 7-year-old child.
Brazen.
Yeah, brazen. You got it, bro.
The Lord smitten on the wicked. I mean, the madness, the wicked. The Lord has smitten the wicked with madness. Because even though they know the scriptures and they know what they're doing is wrong to the chosen people of the Lord, they still do it. And they know that there's a repercussion to it, but they still do it. So, precept I wanted to bring out real quick is in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10, where it says, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast. Like, even though we own pets and we tame them, we still regard it as some type of decency. We don't whip it to death. We feed it. We take care of it. But with Esau and his rule over the Lord's chosen people, he just has no regard. All right. And the scripture reads, it says, "But the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel."
They can't see you. Don't worry.
You understand? So they go with the cruelty of like, yo, fuck it. We know that y'all the chosen people, but we only practice because we are wicked, death and destruction. You understand? So they'll go by and do things and blatantly do it in our face. Like with the people that get slaughtered by police, George Floyd, Eric Gardner, who have you. And they'll give those people no real jail sentence because they like, yo, look, we are the wicked, and what we do, we supposed to be serving, protecting y'all, but we also are here to torture y'all and kill y'all and take y'all out and find a justification for when we destroy y'all. Like, what's the dude on the train, Neely, that killed the homeless guy? He got acquitted. All right, that's the tender mercies of the wicked. He called himself helping the patrons on the train, but he easily just took that man's life out. So that's the tender mercies of the wicked. It's cruel. That's it.
God. And that's why we need deliverance out of here. But Jake see the things that they are living amongst, they complain about it, and then you tell them, all right, let's get out of here. No, we all right. We don't got to do all Like, bro, what do you want? You know, you want to get out of here or you don't.
You just want to complain.
Yeah, got it.
Isaiah 47:8. Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom, living at ease and feeling secure.
Yeah, and that's what this place is about. Pleasures. Every avenue you turn to is about pleasures, over and over and over again. You know, they don't care about what's actually right and wrong. Why do you think they have a restaurant called Red Lobster? And then the Bible that they swear upon says you're not supposed to eat lobster. But there's an actual, they couldn't, and the thing is, they don't sell just lobsters in there. They sell all kinds of other things. But of everything you could have called it, you call it Red Lobster. You'll be driving and you'll see a big truck that has a picture of that pink pork, that pig on there, talking about pork rinds, edibles, right? Like pork rinds that you can eat, and they're driving it in mass to take it to the store so people can go and buy it and eat it. And it's just because it's all about pleasures, right? When you look at the things that people do today, women go out and cheat on their men for pleasure. Yo, he pissed her off, so she gonna go cheat on him, and she knows she can come back and then it'll be all right. They're living in pleasures, and that's gonna be to your detriment. That's how you catch all these diseases, you know, and you get all these ailments, and you're mentally unstable because of pleasure.
Shitlings, all the nasty shit. They'll have a big billboard on the highway, the triple Texas, quadruple, double burger, you know,
Don't tempt me.
triple bacon, double, triple, quadruple, who gives a shit burger.
Yeah.
Coming soon,
Down the spot burger.
you know? And then Jacob be lined up for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That truck you talking about with the big pig on it, it's an image of Porky Pig.
Yeah.
And it's a image that is set in your mind as something pleasant. Like you said, it's for pleasure. Because as a kid, you watch Porky Pig on the cartoons, and you got pleasure out of watching cartoons.
Right.
So when they got Porky Pig face on there, they make eating pork pleasant to the eye.
Right.
When it is nothing pleasant about eating pork. It's the opposite. It causes disease. All right. It let the worms form in your brain that you can't get rid of. All right. And it's also an abomination that the Lord told us not to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Red Lobster, is the red is the symbolic to give it a pleasant look, like romantic, and it's like what they call it, aphrodisiac.
Mm-hmm.
People go to Red Lobster on romantic dates,
Right.
but it's actually the opposite of romantic. It puts you in a messed up point of mind and body physically,
Mm-hmm.
and you eating a roach, man. Lobsters are insects
Sea
of the
roaches.
sea.
Yep.
So how is that romantic to eat a roach? You know? So it's subliminally tricking you, know, with visuals.
Yeah, I just saw the two chicks cut over there. You know, one got the phone up and shit. I don't know if she's taking a picture or recording herself. But I just remember what the Apostle Paul said about them being lovers of themselves. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like, that's eventually what they're going to be doing. They're going to be running around screaming everywhere because of fear. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Isaiah 47:8. You say, I am the only one, and there is no other. I will never be a widow or lose my children.
Yeah, that's the proud mindset that they carry over here. That's the spirit of Babylon, right? You know, they're the only one and there's none else. You know, they're never going to suffer loss. Yeah, the things that they do to other countries, that'll never come back on them. There's never going to be a global outage, a blackout that ends up killing people. There's always going to be a solution. They're always going to find a way out. Not so. And these people do not expect it at all. That's the crazy part, where the day reality meets these people, the unpreparedness and the pride gets smashed by the reality of prophecy. That's going to be a very, very interesting day, to say the least, man. Because you're going to have so many people that start off in denial, and as they start to accept the fact, it's going to be a scary, scary, scary world for them. When they start to realize how actually unsafe they are, it's not that you've been safe. You just thought you were. It's a false sense of security. But once society starts to crumble and all that goes out the window, you're going to have people there thinking to themselves, okay, you're in your apartment right now, but right now, what's keeping you safe? If something was to go down, what is your security? It's not the cops. It's not anybody, because you can't reach anybody because the service is down. And you hear people going around. You hear people outside your door. You see footsteps running to and fro. And you know you can't. What you going to do? How you going to defend yourself? See, a lot of people don't know that. Average people don't even know how to defend themselves. So when shit goes down, you don't have discipline. You don't know how to use wisdom. You don't know the Lord. And you don't have any carnal means of protection. So you're vulnerable. And they're going to start getting those anxiety attacks, those panic attacks, those I'm hungry but I can't step outside because I'm afraid attacks. Then they're going to start reflecting like, yo, this is exactly what they were warning us about. Damn, I should have listened. Oh, shit. So are you going to stay in there and starve, or are you going to take your chances outside? And when you finally muster up enough courage to step outside, you get kidnapped right then and there. You wake up on the back of some big, brolic black dude who just got out of jail's shoulder. You know? Friggin' the Tyrone with the appetite of Fleece Johnson on your ass.
Hey, the Lord is going to break the pride of Babylon, man. The Lord is going to break these people's pride, man. The American Edomite spirit of pride is just crazy.
Mhm.
Like that Hulkamaniac spirit, rip off the shirt, you know? Totally, dude. Fuck yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Jackass, you know, Steve-O.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just crash out, do some crazy wild shit. Yeah, dude. The Lord is going to break all of that shit,
Wait.
man. You're going to be begging, bro. You're
Wait.
going to be begging for a morsel. You're going to be... That's all you know is that damn triple bacon burger. That's not even going to be available. Like the brother said, you got no wisdom, no knowledge, no faith, no understanding, you know? It's just you.
Done. Through and through. Got it.
Isaiah 47:9. Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment.
Yeah, and this is reality. The Lord is saying, look, the things you thought would never happen to you, they're going to happen to you. And as if that wasn't bad enough, they're going to all happen to you in a moment, just like that. You know? It's going to happen so fast, you're going to be wondering, like, yo, what, like Peter, when he got delivered by the angel, he thought it was a vision. He's like trying to still understand, like, did that actually just happen? Because but I knew I was in the jail cell, but now I'm free. When it hits these people, like you get hooked, you get a nice hook to your freaking chin, and your brain is boom, 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 and now you don't know what's actually going on. You're like Mr. Krabs in that meme and shit. Everything is going around, and that's when reality sets in. Like, all right, this shit is real. You know, what are you gonna do now? And that's what's gonna happen, man. This is real. We're talking about real life stuff, and real life can be very painful. Real life can be very tough with the slightest inconvenience. You know, you don't have water in your house for a week. That shit is tough. You don't have electricity. That's tough. You don't have Wi-Fi. That's tough. But these are things that you use without even thinking about it. But when the Lord starts to snatch those away, he starts to leave you out there, it's cold and there's no heater. It's hot and there's no AC. You're hungry and there's no food. You're thirsty and there's no water. You're sick and there's no medicine. What do you do now?
Was it a robot dog that bit you, or was it a real dog?
Yeah, right.
Was it digital, or was it real? Or was it an illusion, or was it you're going to be in a world of hurt, man, in a blender of pain.
Oh, yeah.
And anguish, you know? And they ain't going to have the Neuralink, so they're going to be thinking about, yo, am I really seeing this? No, this is just AI. That's not real. And then they're going to really feel the pain. And this shit is probably going to glitch out. They're going to see what's really there, see some fucking Pokemon, whatever the fuck they see.
What the?
They're going to be bugging the hell out.
Yeah, they're definitely bugging the hell out.
It's fucking out. What the hell? Look, bro, a devil. Yo, you
Yeah.
can't make this shit up, bro.
Yeah.
A black devil just walked by.
Yeah.
With straight up devil horns on
Got
his head.
horns on his head, bro. He eat a bag of chips. Yo, Jake is through, bro.
Big, black,
Yo.
and greasy.
Jake is super
Yeah.
through.
Pull him, go get him.
Get him off the street.
Probably got on Google glasses.
Yeah,
Try to
yeah.
see yourself as a devil. Why not dress the part?
Yeah. Yeah, this place is through, man. It's already crumbling.
It's not even Halloween.
Yeah.
The fuck? Summertime and you wearing devil horns?
Eating a bag of Lay's chips.
Pork rinds.
Oh, shoot. You got it.
Yes, these calamities will come upon you, despite all your witchcraft and magic.
Yeah, so all those sorceries that you're doing, you think you can use that to avoid this calamity that's coming? No, it ain't going to be the case. And those enchantments, they're not going to work no more. Okay, eventually people are going to start waking up. But this place got heavy enchantments. Everything. Yo, you can even get addicted to the way you sleep. You start sleeping in a certain position, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Next thing you know, you can't go to sleep without doing that. You know, you put your hand on your body a certain kind of way. Now, in order to go to sleep, you got to do that so you can fall asleep. Everything is just so, it's like it got a spell on it. You running late for work. Usually you eat at home. You running late for work. You pick up breakfast at this store right here. One day, the next day, I'm running late. Let me pick up another one. Before you know it, you stop eating breakfast at home, and that's become the new thing. That's literally how quickly you know these things work. Why? Because it makes them money. The more you notice, nobody's getting addicted to vegetables. Yo, how is it that one of the hardest things to get addicted to is a good diet? But let somebody start, they go drinking or clubbing one weekend, then that becomes a trend. You know, they try this cheeseburger over here, then that becomes a trend. But it's never that they tried broccoli and asparagus and that became a trend. Now they can't stop eating the broccoli and asparagus. No. It's never that. Or they went to the gym once or twice or 3 times and now, they love. No. It's never that either. That one is always a battle. Oh, I gotta go to the gym today. But when it comes to the bad things for you, they love doing that. Why? Because if the food is junk, yeah, it tastes good. Who you giving money to? The place where you bought it from? But then when you get sick, the pharmaceutical company, you're gonna pay for the visit. So you're paying them doctors, paying the hospital. Then you're gonna pay the pharmacy where you're gonna get the drugs that they're prescribing to you. And then you're gonna come back again with a follow-up. Because that's what they always tell you. Oh, take this for now. You know, if it runs out, we'll refill it for you. And come back to me in X amount of weeks and let's see how you're doing then. It's all enchantments. Okay? You got it. Oh, even Slocky, even into the way people speak. People speak with madness nowadays. You don't understand what they're saying. You know? It's like, what? Like, how is that? Imagine trying to read the text of a Gen Z. You know? It's a new language. Yes, King. -20 aura. What are you talking about, bro? Nah, no cap. Like, for real, though, you got to chill out with that. You know? You geeking right now. Huh? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You know, they don't use, the slang is changing like every month. It's something new. It's crazy work, man. Yeah.
It's just devolving, you know, devolving into just base beasts even more.
Yeah.
To where like basic communication is not even possible.
Nah.
Basic communication. No cat, no kissing. Yo, shut up, man.
No kidding.
Shut up.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And now they don't even interact with people anymore. They'll from their phones, they'll make a plan to link up so they can be on their phones. Like, that shit is mad crazy. I never understood that. You make a plan to go on a date so you can be on your phones the whole date. Why did you link up in the first place then? And then you just see there was a picture that a project that a photographer did where he basically edited out all the actual phones from the pictures, and you just see how weird people look. Somebody's at a grill and he's just like looking at his hand. Other person next to him looking at their hand. Everywhere you go, it's just people with their head down, looking here, looking here, looking here, and there's nothing in their hand. So you see how weird people actually look.
Yeah, I went to the beach the other day, and the dude that lets you in, he had his phone. His head was so down, he looked like he was a dead body, a corpse.
Crazy.
I'm like, yo, it's really dead out here. Everybody's dead. Like, it's a beautiful day at the beach. You should be enjoying the sunshine, the sand, the water. You know, get a little break, get some fresh air, be out in nature, and they just still stuck on that.
Yep.
So sometimes, man, I just throw the phone somewhere. I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck what's going on, who's calling me. Listen, I need like a couple hours break at least. You know, just lose it. Or when you go train or go to the gym, sometimes just lose that shit, man.
Right.
You know, for your own spiritual well-being.
Yeah, your own sanity. Here it is. People be best texters, and you get to them and it's mad awkward in person. So what do you like to do? What the fuck you acting like you weren't just talking to me like a couple of hours ago? You know? But they don't know how to, because what do? They'll meet you just to get your social so you can continue talking online. Yeah. You know? They need to be more in-person interactions and less every 2 seconds, because then you get tired. Every day you're talking to this person. It's the same WYD. What are you doing? Why does it matter what I'm doing? What do you want? You know what I'm saying? Every 2 seconds. So what are you doing? You just asked me that an hour ago, and that's how you know they don't got nothing to say. They just want to. Because the phone is in their hand, they got to say something.
yeah, these phones is a form of enchantment too, because, like I was saying earlier, they go to it for all things, and it leaves people on the spell. Like, I'll be feeling glad. Like, sometimes I might run to the store and leave my phone. I'll be glad. Like, damn, I'm thankful because now this person or the internet ain't got no track on me based upon my location, because they be knowing where you at based upon you having your phone on you. So the enchantment is, you going to it, being under the spell of, like, if you need it for all things. The precept I wanted to bring out is Exodus 22, verse 18. And it says, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." So, when you focus on the internet, or you focus on having your phone for all things, that's a form of enchantment, and that's a form of them having you under control. Like you were mentioning before, that spell.
Yep.
When they wake up from that spell, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be a numbing feeling, because it's like, what can you do without your phone? Me personally, I was born in the '70s, so there wasn't no such thing as cell phones everywhere. Only time we really needed a phone is when you're making a call to reach somebody, not for information.
Right.
The main thing was going to the library, getting an encyclopedia or a dictionary. Those things are nowhere to be found because they're in your phone already. You can press the Google button that says listening, and they'll ask the question, and they'll give you an answer. So, it's like the convenience of the cell phone is a form of enchantment.
Yep.
But these things are not going to be around when the grid goes off. So y'all going to be in for a hell of a ride.
Yeah. You ever notice people, they know where they're going, but they still got the GPS on. And it's just like, hey, just in case. It's like, bro, if you got lost, places like most places, they're designing like a grid light system. So it's like there's always a pattern, right? There's a street, the cross street, and then there's this street going here. As long as you know, okay, you got to go uptown, you just follow the signs on the road. If you ever got lost, people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that because they're so addicted to having the GPS that right? The right side is blocked. You just came from there. And if this side is not blocked, the GPS says make a right, you're going to make a right again to get there to find out it's blocked. And they get mad at the GPS and say, why the hell is this shit taking me the wrong way? You already know the path you got to go down. So if you didn't have the GPS, what would you do? And that's the thing. Common sense is being stripped away by, once again, brain rot. So now people don't know what to do in certain situations, and they don't know how to figure out what to do. Okay, if this didn't happen, then what can you actually possibly do with your hands? People don't know how to do things with their hands. They can't use their hands. And so the only thing they can use their hands to do is to touch their phone.
Yeah.
They can't walk to the store and go in there. Okay, I'm in the store. All right, this is what I came here for. This is what I'm trying to do. No, everything is like being fed to you. Everything has to be spoon fed to the individual.
Uber Eats, DoorDash.
Right, DoorDash.
DoorDash do more than just food.
Mhm.
My friend, he ordered a whole grill propane tank from DoorDash.
Shit.
They came with the DoorDash. They came with the propane tank. They bring you anything. They'll answer any question, even if it's far-fetched. Any direction you put in your phone for GPS, even if you know the location, you'll be looking at your phone, watching the route that they give you.
Yeah.
When you know the shortcut, but they don't even know the shortcut.
Yep.
But you taking their route.
That's why when Yahweh Shah comes back, he's gonna his salvation is for us. But really, with our salvation, the liberation of the whole world will come.
Yep.
All life, all right? Even the nations. There ain't gonna be no smartphones. All that technology is gonna be destroyed. Okay, and you people are gonna have to figure out how to live your lives without that. Find other ways to entertain yourself. Back in the days, when brothers were growing up, I grew up in the '90s. You had to be creative, and even then, we still had video games. Let's say back in this brother's time, you had to be even more creative, and you had to think of ways to have fun.
Yep.
And that's like children. They're good at that. They'll find ways to do things. But now they got them on the tablets. They got them on this. The children, these kids are straight up restarted, man.
Yep.
Yep.
That's right.
They outside and sitting on a bench in front of a playground
On
not
their
using the
phones.
playground, on the phone.
Yep.
TikTok making videos, doing stupid dances, what have you. When the playground, if it could talk, they'd be like, yo,
What you
you're
doing?
defeating the purpose. You're supposed to be using your motor skills, learning how to climb,
Mhm,
jungle gym,
mhm.
but you sitting on the damn bench.
Yeah.
They're gonna probably stop taking the jungle gyms out the damn playground.
Mm-hmm.
And add in what are those called? The sockets where you plug in your charger,
Yeah,
where
that's
the
it.
playground used to be.
Yeah. And that's why people get hurt so easily nowadays, because since they were like as children, their bodies are not trained to be hard. When you play and you get those cuts and bruises, and then you fall, you hurt yourself. Yeah, you hurt yourself, but your body gets used to that. So you're not soft. Sometimes you're running, you slip, you get a cut. It's all right. It heals. Sometimes you eat something you ain't supposed to eat. It's all right. Your immune system gets stronger. You get exposed to the world and you get stronger. But here, they're just tiny, cooped up into the small apartment, all on their phone. So a lot of kids are frail. They're very, very frail. Tap them in the head and their nose is broken. They swing their arm the wrong way and their shoulder's dislocated. And they're not strong. Sometimes you're a kid, you figure out a game or you're trying to do something. Sometimes you got to push or move something. If you do that, you get stronger. Because as you're moving, your motor, I forgot which brother said it, but like your motor senses are getting good. Your mind muscle connection is getting better. You're swinging on this, you're swinging on that, you're swinging on this. Oh, look what I can do. You're learning new tricks. You're running. Kids love to run. Nowadays, they don't. They just love to eat. So now they're big. You get these small ass kids, mad fat and chubby and shit. You're like, yo, I have belly fat on you.
Child abuse. Shit is child abuse, man. Shit big as hell. You just, bro. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Yo, round ass kids.
America's like a fattened calf right now.
Yeah.
Just fat, over bloated. Like, yo, you gotta slaughter this thing.
Mhm.
This thing is good to go.
Oh yeah. Good to go indeed. Mm-hmm. All right, so we come on first and then we close it out.
Yeah, it's perfect. Isaiah 47:10. You felt secure in your wickedness. No one sees me, you said.
Mhm.
But your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray.
Yeah. See, that wisdom and knowledge has led them astray. The mindset they had, because as they gained more, the Lord opened up their minds more and more. They used it in wickedness. See, if you've noticed the state of the world today, it's more wicked, but technology has advanced even more, right? Like knowledge has increased more, but along with that, wickedness has increased even more as well. See, women are hoes nowadays, but at the same time, you can learn about everything you wanted to know. You can even get a visual of what was happening during the Roman Empire now, just by typing it into Google. So their wisdom is perverted because it's used on the left-hand side. It's not used to bring about righteousness. It's used to continue in further wickedness. Okay?
For your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray, and you said, I am the only one, and there is no other.
Yeah, that's that God complex that they have. That they sit in the seat of God. Nobody else is like them. No heathen that ruled before them did it like them. Nobody's gonna come after because they're gonna be ruling forever. Shit, they're so strong they can even challenge the Most High with their technology. That's what they're thinking in their minds. And you know what? Anybody with common sense can look at you and say, nah, bro, you bugging out. You can't even understand the chariots. And the operators of the chariots tremble in the presence of the Most High. So what the hell are you talking about? The Most High he's not like you can't kill the Most High. Life and death are concepts he created. Nigga.
Yeah. How can you fight death?
Right.
It's like I was bringing out in another lesson, the Final Destination movie.
Mm.
The thing that's scary about those movies is there's no boogeyman.
Right.
There's no like, yo, if we kill Jason and Freddy, then it's over with. We're safe again. No. Death is after you. Like at the end of the movie, they didn't defeat anybody.
Yeah.
Death is still out to get them.
Yep.
And most of the time, like everybody dies in the movies. There might be one person that was preserved, and that would represent like an elect. But death has it out for them. Like, damn, the whole family dying. That's why they had the last one was Final Destination Bloodline, dying some gruesome way. And that's crazy shit. That's just Hollywood. The Lord is gonna do it even worse.
Yep. It's crazy. There was a TV show called 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Spike TV.
yeah, Spike TV. Yep. And they used to show you, like ways that are even unusual that people end up dying. But the Most High can kill you so easily. You ever heard of spontaneous combustion? That you think you're gonna lock yourself away and just be all right. All of a sudden you burst into flames. You know what I'm saying? Or all of a sudden you choke on your own saliva and now you're dying. Or you catch a heart attack. Or you taking a shower and you just so happen to slip, the back of your head hits the little hard part of the shower, the tub, boom, you're dead. You twitching, nobody hears you because you got music playing, and then boom, you cook. Do you know how easy it is for the Most High to take you off the planet Earth? He doesn't even need to think about it. It takes more effort to keep you on the planet Earth than to take you off. You know? That's why you fear the Lord. And this devil thinks he's gonna fight against the Son of the Lord with his technologies. The Most High can literally just freeze time and just erase you. Erase, and I mean your whole existence. Lord can just snap his fingers and nothing would exist anymore. And your tiny little ass, who has never been off of the actual perimeter where the Lord has placed you at, you don't know what life is. You don't know what spirituality is. You don't know what a damn thing. You think what? Because you were able to put technology together and get this to think this way, and now you got AI going on. You think you on some level? The Most High is looking at you like a child that just put two pieces of Legos together. You know, talking about, oh look what I can do, Dad. He's like, you playing with your imagination. You got Legos together thinking it's a gun. You know, and then here it is. I got a real gun over here, right? Figuratively, Most High saying that. So you are no level at all, and that's why they're gonna realize that, as it says in 2 Ezra 13, they were afraid and yet durst fight. Because before they see the power of the Lord, that's like when you see an enemy and they look frail, so you like, oh yeah, I can take this guy. You know, dude lands a nice strong jab in your nose, then you all right, hold on, hold on a sec. I saw a video like that. There was a boxer that was sparring with a bodybuilder. Because, bodybuilders, they feel like, oh, I go to the gym, so it automatically equates to me being strong and I know how to fight. So the boxer's more skinny, but they put the gloves on, and you can see, he's laying to work on him. Had to do, he punched him one time. Dude started doing the fucking karaoke and shit. They had to stop the fight. He's like, all right, hold on. Took a seat real quick. And from that point on, he realized, I'm out of my league with this one. So when the Lord comes back, and they see the chariots, just the sight of Yahushai's chariot alone is going to shatter all their confidence. Because beforehand, they're going to be prepped. They're going to be boosted up, being, this is the moment. We got to stop that invasion from coming over. You got to fight for your country. You got to fight for your people. Yeah. See the chariot. Oh, shit. Hold on. wait. That's what we're going against? Their spirit is going to shatter. If they saw just an angel, just to say an angel flew out the chariot and just spread its wings, and you see the gold, the armor, the glory, the aura, they're going, stop right there. Let Leviathan poke his one of his eyeballs out the ocean. They're going to freeze right then and there, man. You don't know what the hell you're messing with. Got it?
Like that hot blob.
Yeah.
Who knows what that is?
Imagine that's a living hot blob.
Oh, my goodness. Fire dragon, the Lord got under there.
Yeah.
The Lord got all types of stuff, man. People will be shocked to really, this is the thing of fantasy.
Yeah.
Sci-fi.
Yep.
The Lord is going to make that real. Mm-hmm. Esau invented robots, nuts and bolts, like the brother said. It's like Lego, child's play. Mm-hmm. The Lord invented fire, invented ice, invented wind, invented the sun, invented you, trees, lightning, everything. He's responsible for all that. The mere elements that you're made out of, he invented that. The mere created that, all right? The mere things that you use to even silicone, the Lord made that. Different things that you need to create high technology, rare earth minerals. You see, you cut off some little issue happened with the Moabites, and your shit is all fucked up now. Rare earth. Oh, we need rare earth minerals.
Yep.
Who made those?
Yeah, people underestimate the power of the Most High, man, but they're gonna find out real soon.
Yep. Last verse.
Yep. He said, "Let there be light."
Mm-hmm.
Like there's different lights that we don't even see right now.
Right.
Infrared light.
Yep.
Ultraviolet light. All right. Those are present right now in our vision, but we don't even see. We don't understand it. Mm-hmm. Traveling light speeds. These mighty ones move at light speed and beyond. They move faster than the speed of light. All right, because they bend in light when they travel. Whenever you see a chariot fade out, it's going through a whole another dimension in a form of traveling through time and space. Like you said, y'all don't even understand the chariot's function. And they fear the Lord who created them and their function. So, you know, we minute. It's like we're a primitive caveman as opposed to the Lord's ideas and his technology.
Yeah, because life is complex, man. From something, you know, when you're a child, right? You're born, you open your eyes and you start seeing right away, and you don't understand how it all works, right? But if you were to even try to understand the basics of how like the brother said, light or even vision works, understanding that it's really just reflections. You know, light hits a surface and then it bounces back, and based on whatever wavelength it's in, how it enters your eyes is how you perceive that color or whatever you're looking at. And imagine something moving so fast that light can't even touch it. You know, by the time the reflection tries to come back to you, it's not there no more. There is so many things that are so complex, and how your brain, your retina, receives it and transmits it to your brain and converts it into images. Because remember, what you're seeing over there is an image in your mind. But the Lord set it up to where we all see the same thing. Our brain all translates whatever light reflections are coming off of whatever we're seeing the same way and interprets it the same way. So we can all say, yeah, that's a white car right there. It's out of this world. Anyway, you can finish on that.
Isaiah 47:11. So disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away.
Mhm.
Calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out.
Mhm.
A catastrophe will strike you suddenly, one for which you are not prepared.
And that's the times that we're into right now. And the Most High is going to be the one bringing all that to come to pass. So when he brings all these calamities and they gets out of the hands of even these elites, and then now they're afraid, then you're going to understand what is meant by what is written in Isaiah, the 47th chapter. You're not going to be able to deliver yourself from this coming destruction, because this is the Lord's judgment. And we pray the Lord willing, he has mercy on us and delivers us from it. But for the rest of you in this world, ain't no way. You're through. By and by. Guys, got anything else? All right, perfect. So with that, we're going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.